This is the WHTC Morning News with Gary Stevens and Peg McNichol on 99.7, 1450 WHTC and WHTC.com.
Welcome back to the WHTC Morning News for this Friday, September 3rd. Friday mornings at this time, we have a chance to talk travel and tourism and things to do on a weekend with Dave Lorenz. He is the Vice President of Pure Michigan. We call this segment Travel Michigan. He joins us via the Zoom connection this morning. Dave, good morning. And before we talk a little bit about the fall campaign for Pure Michigan, I am going to tell you what I've been doing this week. And
this is intriguing. Okay.
This will be intriguing because it ties in with being a tourist in your hometown.
Oh, that's good. Okay.
To freshen up for our listeners and to tell Dave, in a couple of weeks, in about 3 weeks, I do have to get my annual physical. I call it my tune-up.
Yeah.
And my family doctor, i.e. personal care physician, primary care physician.
There you go. Yeah.
He should be happy with my cholesterol. He should be happy. The heart's going okay.
You're looking good.
Blood pressure is fine.
Yeah.
But he's going to take one look at the gut and he says, you're out of shape.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say, well, round is a shape, but to the doctor, that joke is just not going to it's not going to fly.
Yeah.
So in a sort of preemptive strike, I'm starting to do my walking.
Oh,
now,
good.
Granted, it's not 10,000 steps. I'm only about halfway to that right now. But what I've been doing is walking, and you've been in our studios in downtown Holland. So I've been basically walking from our studios into downtown Holland. And Monday, strolled around the Civic Center. Tuesday, I went to Hope College to, first day of classes, walk around the campus. Wednesday to the Civic Center again.
Nice.
For the farmers market.
Yeah, stretching it out a little bit. Good.
And went on the waterfront next door to here. And I've been taking photos and calling the feature called Postcards from Holland.
Yeah.
Sort of not only things going on, maybe some unusual things that I see, but also some landmarks that for us here in Holland, we sort of take for granted. But hey, the tourists, they'll take pictures, click, 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 click.
Sure.
So to a certain extent, I've been doing that. Be a tourist in your own hometown. And for those of us with maybe a little light on the in the wallet right now, it's not a bad idea.
It's a great idea. In fact, a lot of people still are pretty hesitant to travel because of COVID and such. So I understand that as well. But, just kind of staying close to home, there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, as you know, Gary, as anybody who's listening right now knows, Holland's a really popular area for people to come from all over the world, the whole West Michigan area. So if you stay in the area, you support those restaurants and those retailers and just enjoy your local town. Not only are you doing your bit to help us come back from this pandemic, but you're going to have a great time. So you don't have to feel like you have to drive far away. And frankly, look at these gas prices all of a sudden. So why not kind of stay close to home for a little while? You'll be able to travel farther away later on. I've been trying to do that whenever I am home. I just actually got back from Adrian. Sally Lokaitis used to be with the Convention Visitors Bureau. She's the chair of the Michigan Travel Commission. And she was kind enough to pick me up in Kalamazoo where my engine blew up. Yes, third engine. There we go. When you drive over 1 million miles for Travel Michigan, eventually it's going to happen. So,
by the way, have they been accident-free?
Oh, yeah.
Miles? Our friends over at Red Eye Radio have a little promotion about, well, for truckers, if you drive over 1 million miles of accident-free, you get into a special club. I don't know about whether or not you'll qualify.
Yeah, I think the staff has odds going on me, but I've been very lucky. So we actually met in Adrian yesterday, near Adrian College, actually met at the college. What a beautiful college. And I know Hope College folks know Adrian well because of sports and such. What a cool place. In little old Adrian, unlike, Holland and Grand Haven and, these really always seemingly successful towns, Adrian was a boom town in the early 1800s, mid 1800s, late 1800s, early 1900s. And then because of the economy shift and just recently the Marilat plant went out, thousands of jobs. It went through a rough time, but because of the hard, dedicated, loyal work of locals, it was great to walk around town, get a tour, and get an idea what's happening. So check it out. Make sure to ask about the cigar bar. I don't smoke, but it's a nice little bar, and it's just a cool place. You can just imagine like going into a place in Chicago and finding a place like this. Little Adrian, almost to Ohio, but luckily you don't have to cross that border, and you find Little Adrian. So check that out. And it does fit right into our fall plan conversation, Gary. So I'm happy that you're walking around town and staying close. But one of the things we want to suggest you do this fall, in addition to doing all that color touring, is going into towns, going into cities, getting back to the city. We have kind of forgotten about our really cool experiences in cities. So, as you know, in Holland, great, art gallery, all the great cultural attractions. Well, you find that in cities everywhere. So, check them out, Grand Rapids and Lansing and Kalamazoo and, whatever. Of course, I'm so happy and proud to see what's happening in Muskegon, Little Adrian too. But don't forget about Detroit, because the Tigers are going to provide some pretty exciting baseball the next couple of weeks. The cultural institutions are back home. At the Henry Ford has some great exhibits. And there's an event coming up September 24th and 25th called Delectricity. And I saw a little taste of this before, but basically at night, the whole city is going to have electric art, I guess I'll call it, installations everywhere. It is beautiful. It's really cool. So September 24 and 25, I'll see you there.
By the way, it's a little bit of a preview. If you're talking about Detroit and electricity, one of the things that I have not been able to do since I moved out of Detroit in 1996 was get back during the holidays to Rouge Park.
Oh yeah.
And they light them up, and that's like if people around here think, oh, they got a great light show over at LMCU ballpark, I'm sorry, they're pikers compared to Rouge Park. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, it's just the whole thing. Make sure to check into, Rochester as well in the holiday seasons. I mean, it's so exciting for me to see, because, I'm not a city guy. I grew up in little towns, but it's just so exciting to see cities.
Okay. I just corrected myself. I said Rouge Park because, I think I'm along the River Rouge, but actually it's Hines Park.
Well,
it's the Hines Park Drive.
Oh, well, actually, Heinz also has a really great car event too, but I was thinking Rouge as well. So thanks for correcting me. But
by the way, it is fall. It's going to be fall soon enough, with all the changes in the colors, and
you can feel it.
That's also part of the advertising campaign for the fall, scenic and urban exploration.
Yep, we just launched it this week. We have a new TV ad that's out there that's beautiful. And, because of budget, we repurposed a bunch of video that we had shot earlier. We had one session of recording with Tim Allen this year, so we bunched it all up and we worked well in advance. So you'll love this ad. It does remind you that even though all we've been through this last year has caused all these concerns, it's time to enjoy the crisp, cool nights and the sunny blue sky days of fall in Michigan, to get out there and enjoy these turning colors, and at the same time to get back to the city. So really exciting. The city campaign is just in state, and then the fall campaign is in Michigan and the Great Lakes area. We're hoping to encourage people to continue to travel safely and to get our economy back and get those jobs rolling as well. So
no irritating.
So it works.
Yeah, irritating kids saying, "Are we there yet?" Well, that's
no,
the thing
not like
campaign.
that. Not like that. You do hear Tim in the TV ad say, "Are we there yet?" And he talks about that because that's the cool thing about the theater of radio, isn't it? You can kind of reference certain things, and it brings back memories, and it paints a picture in your mind. And let's hope it encourages you to get out there and explore pure Michigan.
One final thing, and I need to mention it this weekend. Greg Chandler, the voice of high school football here on WHTC, the News Hawk, he'll be calling with Mike Coleman tonight's Hope College football season opener against Anderson, 5:40 p.m. on the Lakeshore's 92.7 The Van. Then I believe Greg and his better half will be heading up to Mackinac City. They take the Big Mac walk every year, and it's coming up on Monday. 6:30 is when the big bridge closes till 12 noon. But a lot of people, I hope it's at least in five figures, that will take the annual stroll across the Big Mac Bridge.
Yeah, I think it will. And remember, there's a little continuing change with all this. So there's no bus transportation. So if you're going to go to the walk, you can start on either side of the bridge, walk like halfway, and then walk back. The walk back's a lot easier. And then if you want to start on either side of the bridge, walk the entire 5 miles, and then the entire 5 miles back. You can do that. Good luck. Or you can just walk the entire bridge and get your own transportation back later. So just remember, no car transportation until afternoon.
By the way, to put it in perspective, and I'll use my own experience. I've not walked the bridge, and I won't, not right now. But I used to do, when I was a little younger, the walk from Belmont to Rockford along the White Pine Trail, the linear White Pine Park. That's about 4 miles one way.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And, so there are a bunch of little towns that are doing their own bridge walks. Grand Haven has their little bridge walk, which is about 2 minutes long, but it's a lot of fun too. So, get out there. The whole idea is to get out there, do it safely, be with community, get your life back, and enjoy yourself.
Yeah, and I was referencing that Belmont walk as to say, okay, it's a 5 mile stroll across the Big Mac Bridge. Think of it that way. Add an extra mile both ways. I can do that, and I could have done that in an hour.
And with a big hill. Remember that big hill on the bridge too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's bring your water as well. Dave Lorenz of Pure Michigan, thank you very much for joining us today in our Travel Michigan segment. We will talk to Odie McKinley at this time next week, and hopefully, if all goes well, we'll do this again in a couple of weeks.
I'll see you after vacation.
Thank you very much, Dave Lorenz on 99.7 and 1450 WHTC.